Hey everyone, Jenn Randell here with the Dyer Nixon team. I'm at La Sponda in the heart of Downingtown with my friend Maureen from Liberty Mutual Insurance. Thought I'd take a couple minutes to collaborate with her on some things that might help you guys with everything that we've been through in Downingtown and surrounding areas. A lot of us have been affected by the Hurricane Ida, and maybe we can share some information to help you guys out. And I've got a lot of questions, so hopefully they will help you out as well. So Maureen, do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, definitely. I'm glad we were able to get together. So Jen said, my name is Maureen Felizzi and I'm with Liberty Mutual Insurance. I've been in the insurance industry now for a long time, probably about 16 years. So I have a lot of experience with flood policies and home insurance, all kinds of personal lines insurance. My family and I do live in the Downingtown borough as well, so we did see, how our community was affected by Ida and how we're rebuilding right now.
Yeah. So let's just start from the basics, the very beginning, right? Because there's a lot of people out there that might not know anything about this. So does insurance cover flooding?
So your typical home insurance policy does not cover flood. It's an excluded peril, so people might not know that. And flood is rising waters. So on the Brandywine, if the waters rise and then come into your home, that's flood, and with the rainfall as well. If you have a pipe burst in your ceiling and water comes in, that's not flood, that's a covered home claim. So I like to always give that as an example because people don't realize they can say my home's flooding, but is it from a pipe bursting, or do you have water coming into your home, due to a river or stream, something with the rising water? So that would be considered a flood claim and isn't covered on a typical home insurance policy.
Okay, so if it's not required, could you still get flood insurance if you wanted it?
Yes, so anyone can purchase flood insurance. So there's different options for flood insurance. You can have a FEMA flood policy. They are typically required when you have an FHA loan. They'll require a FEMA policy. So that's one avenue. If you have a conventional loan, you can go the route of like a personal or private flood policy. There's more options that way. There's different carriers that I can go to and work with in those situations. So if you're in a flood zone, you will be required by your lender or your mortgage company to carry the flood insurance. So you would have either the private or the FEMA. Outside of a flood zone, if you want to just purchase it because you're concerned, maybe you're on the border,
right.
Maybe you've had an experience in the past or a family member had a bad experience with a flood, you can certainly do that. So there's no limitation on that, and prices vary. So it really just is a matter of your particular house. So You can't really compare yourself to a neighbor or somebody a couple blocks away. You definitely want to check that out, prior to purchasing or, getting a new home. You want to make sure you know that.
So is there any sort of happy medium? Mm-hmm. Is there anything that, okay, somebody says, I don't need flood insurance, but I am near the water. Mm-hmm. I don't know if I want to get the whole thing. Is there anything that I could get covered? Anything that might help a little bit extra?
So yeah, definitely. What people don't realize is a flood insurance policy is covering your dwelling, which is the structure of your home. It also covers your personal belongings. You can add that on as well, so personal property coverage. That's not typically required, but recommended. So they're the two major components of a flood policy. Okay. But most people who own a home or have a mortgage are gonna have their primary home insurance policy. Right. So I always suggest looking at your deck pages or having a local agent like myself review them and make sure you have endorsements on there. One that I particularly recommend to all of my clients is water or sewer backup coverage. Okay. So even if you don't have a flood policy, but you get into a situation where the water or sewage backs up into your home because of like an Ida situation, it would extend some coverage to you for that. Wow. And it can also sometimes cover sump pump failure. So, when your sump pump is working hard trying to pump out all this water, you have situations where the sump pumps might fail. So that's a definite important endorsement, especially if you have a finished basement or a sump pump, or you live in an area, like the Downingtown borough that gets a lot of water sometimes. I think it's important. And people don't always realize that that's something you can add on to your home policy. If your agent doesn't talk to you about it, how would you know?
Right, exactly.
So, yeah.
I think, what we're dealing with right now is a situation that there's probably a lot of people out there that are dealing with this and thinking, what could we have done, Right.
So
just hopefully sharing this information, talking to you, and just a quick 5-minute phone call could really, you know, enlighten a lot of people on how to maybe take care of this for the future if this event ever happens again.
Oh yeah, definitely. And if you are shopping, you know, some of your clients are looking at homes and they're not sure, hey, is this in a flood zone? Call me. I can look it up for you, let you know if it's in a flood zone, what that cost might look like on the insurance, because that definitely factors in when you're buying a house. You know, is this something that I can afford adding on that additional flood insurance cost that's going to be required?
Right.
So, you know, certainly reach out to me with any questions like that.
Well, I know personally, I really appreciate all the info. Hopefully it's helpful to everybody else as well. I just want to let you know additionally that my team is here to help. So I have a ton of people out there willing to donate furniture or anything that some people might need. So please send me a message. And if you are in need of anything, if you went through, you know, some of this disastrous situation, we are happy to help. Thanks.